What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. Hopefully, you're having an amazing day. It's Thursday. I wish it was a softball Thursday, but you know, the champs were on vacation. We don't come back to next year. I think end of January, we start that back up. I got to start. Everyone that turned out to the live stream last night, an amazing show. I think over 7,000 views on the live stream. We had, I think, 1,500 people coming in there all together every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, press that thumbs up button, because the next few months in crypto, folks, are gonna be insane. And look, today, man, we got some crazy news coming out talking about this XRP supply shortage. We talked about it a lot yesterday on the live stream. Your ETF accumulations and whales, yes, whales, they're withdrawing a lot of XRP and moving it into cold storage, which is all pointing to one thing. A structural XRP shortage is forming, and nobody's ready for what that actually means. I mean, we're talking billions removed from exchanges, record ETF inflows, and a demand curve that looks like it is about to snap. If this keeps accelerating, excuse me, when this keeps accelerating, XRP's entire market structure, it's about to rewrite itself. Let's jump in. We're going to start right here. ETF clients buy over $10 million worth of XRP, bringing the total ETF net held assets to 939 million. I believe it's higher than that, to be honest with you. That's what they're reporting. It is what it is, right? It's a lot. This is the kind of stealth accumulation that becomes obvious only in hindsight, right before a breakout. Now, a lot of people, they're getting angry. They're like, well, you know, this is great. All this money is coming into the market. It's accumulating all of this XRP, but the price is still going down because everyone focuses on price. And I get it. Look, I've been here since 2017, 8 long years. And XRP is still $2. I get it. I know how it feels. It doesn't feel great. You see all these other coins worth so much more and XRP sitting at $2. And then you're like, well, we have all this money coming into these ETFs. How come the price isn't moving? And it's simple. They buy over the counter. When they buy over the counter, it doesn't affect the price. But at some point, when the over-the-counter runs out, it runs dry, they will need to source from a public order book. Let me remind you of something, and this should really make you perk up in your chair. Turn up your volume. Who remembers about a couple of weeks ago when Dave Portnoy, you know, Pizza Man, Barstool Sports guy, he's sponsored by Kraken. Who remembers when he was live, drunk, doing a live stream on the internet? I forget if it was on Twitter or YouTube, wherever it was. And he was market buying XRP on Kraken. And he market bought like 1 million. And this wasn't the first time. This is the second time he did this. Because remember, he got in, he sold, and now he just got back in. Who remembers when he did that? And who remembers all the headlines to follow? XRP's price spiked to $91 on Kraken. You know that why that happened, right? That's because this man took $1 million and he did a spot buy. So he went directly to the public order books. He chewed through the entire order book with $91 or 90 or 2 XRP, $291 with his $1 million. And the price spiked, right? It spiked in that $90 range. I don't know the exact number. It was in the 97 maybe. I'm sure you're going to correct me in the chat. I appreciate that. That's all because it happened under your public order book. That was only with $1 million. With these ETF inflows, you need to understand we are seeing $30, $40 million per day come in. It's lowered a little bit as of late, but it's still, I believe it's in the upper. We could pull it all up on the terminal. Yesterday, 26 million. So if his $1 million chewed through this order book and made the XRP price spike in the $90 range, what's 26 million gonna do? What's 5 million gonna do? Heck, at that point. So what you're seeing is you're seeing all of these whales take their XRP and moving it into cold storage. And here's the perfect article for it. Ripple whales move millions. It says XRP's exchange supply has a significant decrease, potentially signaling a shift in investor sentiment and accumulation by large holders. It talks about your technical analysis, yada, yada, yada. But it says, despite recent dips, on-chain metrics and historical parallels indicate a possible resurgence. Then it talks about over the past 2 months, the total amount of XRP held on exchanges has dropped by 1.35 billion tokens. It states, according to data shared by on-chain analysis, exchange balances has plummeted by 3.95 billion to roughly 2.6 billion. That's a 45% reduction. We come back over to the terminal. I'm going to tell you one thing. 2 weeks ago, when I did the live stream, we were looking at this number and talking about it. This number was at 7 billion. This number is now down to 4.23 billion. These are your top 10 exchanges. This is information that is pulled from XRP Scan, which they scrape the XRP ledger and gather all their metrics directly. 7 billion to 4 billion, folks. Something's cooking. Something is 100% cooking. Let's do a quick little market check here. What are we seeing out there? Red. It's crypto. Go figure. Bitcoin 90,272. ETH coming in at 3,196. And XRP coming in at $2.01. Now, let's stick with this ETF shortage thing. 19 straight days, 0 outflows, 954 million cumulative inflows. 19 days, everyone. I want you to remember, out of those 19 days, 10 of those 19 days, no, excuse me, because it launched on a Thursday Canary. 6 out of those 19 days, we only had one ETF up and running. Remember that. And then I believe it's 9 out of those 19 days, we've only had 3 up and running at the same time. All these ETFs and everything you're seeing about the volume, and you know, it's even, we have 4 or 5 ETFs. It all depends if you want to count Rex Osprey or not. They haven't been live that long. Yes, 19 days, that's the number everyone sees, but only really one of them has been live for 19 days. The other ones have been live for half of that. So if we're seeing this now, and even if we look at the worst case scenario, because we've been seeing the volume drop, right, on these things. We used to be sitting around 42 million. We're now in the 20s. Just for simple math here, let's say that your ETFs average 20 million a day. 20 million a day times 5, because remember, they only trade Monday through Friday, is 100 million. Times that by a month, that's 400 million a month being sucked up, only for what we currently have. We know more are coming. We might be getting another one today. 400 million a month. 800 million in 2 months. 4 months, 1.6. I mean, you can do the math, right? You don't even do the math for you. By summer of next year, we're looking at what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, $2.4 billion coming into XRP, right? Let's do some quick calculations on that. So if you're doing, here, watch, this is about to get insane. If you're doing 20 million a day times 5 is 100 million a week, and you're doing 400 million a month, and we say we go out into summer, what's start of summer? We'll say June. That's going to give you 2.4 billion. Now, if XRP's price, we'll say $2, your 2.4 billion is going to come out to 1.2 billion XRP. It's about to get freaky out there. And you know what? When this happens, it's all going to happen in a blink of an eye. You're not going to be given a warning. No one's going to tell you a supply shortage is coming. It's just going to rip. And back to the whole thing with Dave Portnoy. If his $1 million ate through a public order book, I really want you to ask yourself what's going to happen when these ETF issuers cannot get XRP anymore from the over the counter because they're running dry, and what that money is going to do to a public order book. And remember, on the public order book, they will pay whatever your XRP is listed for. There's no, I'm going to negotiate, I'm going to sit back. They don't sit back and wait. These ETF funds, they know they have a 2% allocation. They don't wait for dips. They allocate their 2%. Whatever the price is, the price is. They'll just raise it to the clients on the back and be like, look, this is what you got to pay. Maybe you shouldn't have waited. When you put everything here together, and we talk about the ETF demand going vertical, your whales draining billions from exchanges, we got altcoin season aligning with macro catalysts as well. XRP is not just setting up for another rally. It is setting up for a supply shock so freaking violent that most people, they're not going to understand what happened until the prices are already gone. I'm going to tell you, most of these people who listen to these videos, they're going to lose patience. They're going to do something crazy. They're going to get rid of their XRP. They're going to sell their XRP. They're going to try to jump into another coin that's pumping, and they are going to miss out on what is going to be the greatest rise of our lifetime. This is your calm before your detonation. Make sure, hit that thumbs up on your way out, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll see all y'all in the next one.